Hey guys, I'm Cassie Jones. I'm the branch manager at the Morgan County Public Library's Monrovia Branch. If you haven't been out here before, we're pretty much located in the high school parking lot right off of State Road 39. So come by and see us. One of the books you will find on our shelves while you're here is Julia Alvarez's Afterlife. This is a beautiful, beautiful novel. I read this maybe a month or two ago, and I just could not get over just the gorgeous language that she uses. Just puts together words so beautifully. I couldn't stop thinking about just the way she would say things. The story itself is also really interesting. I have this weird, I don't know what to call it, weird. For some reason, I always seem to be fascinated by stories of teen moms and pregnant teenagers. I was not one. I don't know where this comes from, but and this pops up in this book as well. So Antonia is just recently retired from her job as a college professor, a writing instructor, and she totally is just blindsided when her husband passes away. And so she talks a lot about like what her life is like without him, and how she's coping with that grief. And then on top of all of that grief that she's already dealing with, her sister goes missing. And one of the things that I really loved about this story, I don't have any sisters, I have amazing sister-in-laws, but the sister dynamic in this, there are four of them, four sisters, and so they're all adults now, but they're still kind of like you do with your siblings. You kind of backslide into like those little kid relationships that you have, and so kind of them balancing that with being adults and dealing with this really scary situation with their older sister, and what's happened to her and where she is. And I don't want to give away all of that, but there's some really, really heartbreaking and hard things in this story, but there are also some really beautiful, relatable moments. And then in addition to the loss of her husband and the worry of her sister's situation, she comes home one night to find an undocumented pregnant teenager hiding out in her garage. And so she, that adds another element to the story. And this isn't really her problem, but how do you not get involved, and how can you not help someone in that situation? And so it's really beautiful. And I don't want to like read you the whole inside cover of this, but this one part just sums this whole book up so much better than I ever could. So I am going to read you this, and then I will put in the comments the link to find this book in Evergreen, so that you can have a copy brought to you at your local branch. You also can find this on Hoopla, which is where I read it. So you can get the ebook. There was no audio on Hoopla, but you can get the ebook on Hoopla. So I highly recommend this book. It's beautiful. It's also pretty short. It's kind of hard to show you that in the video. It's like a pretty small book, and that is a big seller for me, which sounds terrible, but my goal is to read 40 books this year, and sometimes 40 500-page books I'm not going to make that happen. So when I can throw in some that are a little smaller and just a few hundred pages, I feel like I've accomplished really something. And this book didn't need to be any longer because it's absolutely beautiful, just the way it is. So I'm going to read you this little part from inside the cover. It says, "What do we owe those in crisis in our families, including, maybe especially, members of our human family? How do we live in a broken world without losing faith in one another or ourselves? And how do we stay true to those glorious souls we have lost?" So I really love that, especially the how do we live in a broken world without losing faith in one another. That is so relevant right now, and this whole book is so relevant right now. It's just beautiful, and I highly recommend it. So go to the comments and follow the link so that you can read Julia Alvarez's Afterlife, and come by and see me in Monrovia. Have a good day.